Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will share my PhD interview experience with IIT Hyderabad. I had applied for the Department of CSE as well as Artificial Intelligence, but I will share my experience in detail with AI department as I was selected and offered the position there. So the application could be made online through a common portal and application had to be done for each department separately, which costed separate. So this was almost the same in all of the sessions. The portal is the same application portal and the application procedure is the same in different sessions. But I had applied in the winter session of 2021-22 and was shortlisted in both CSE as well as Artificial Intelligence department. So I had also applied in the July session but was not shortlisted for the AI department in that session. So that means the shortlisting criteria could change according to the sessions or the requirements of each department in that session. So shortlisting criteria of this session, this particular session was 8.75 CGPA for the general category who had completed MTech, and the after shortlisting, the interview was held through Microsoft Teams platform across two rounds. That is, if only if the candidate is selected in the first round, the candidate would have to attend the second round. So this two rounds of interview was the same, was also there in the CSE department as well as AI department. And the shortlisted candidates would be intimated through mail and along with the schedule for the interview. So the first round of interview was held online, as I said, through Microsoft Teams, and the schedule was sent through the mail. There was only two professors in my panel, and first they asked me to show a government ID proof, and then they began with the questions. So the first professor asked me, began by asking the difference between a neural network and a simple model, say y is equal to ax. I told about the addition of nonlinearity in the neural network and the differences in complexity, etc. But I felt the professor wanted something more. Then he tried to give some hints, and I answered accordingly. It was more like a conversation about the models than direct question and answer. So this conversation went on to about 10 minutes at least, and it was a general way of making the candidate think about some topics and making us build upon that. So once this was done, he asked me what is meant by learning in general, and he said he was done with the questions. Then the second professor asked me the difference between the classification and clustering. Then he asked me if there was any way of finding or predicting the number of clusters from a given data. So I said I did not know about any way in particular, but I have read that one of the disadvantages of k-means clustering is that k is not known and the problem of finding k. So when I said this, he asked, in case we have the value of k in k-means, what are the other disadvantages and why? I mentioned about the problem of outliers and the noise and how it could affect the general training of the k-means clustering problem. Then the next question was, in case we know k, but we know value of k, but one of the cluster is empty. Do you know how to handle the situation? I did not. I had not heard of that, and I simply said a straight away no. And once that's completed asking the question, the second professor continued with this, saying that instead of saying just directly no, can you think of a way that you can handle this situation for the question? So I made some efforts like maybe I can handle the situation during testing when a new data is too far from all other centroids. We can consider this as a separate cluster and so on. But I'm not sure if the answer was correct. Later he asked one more question, that is it possible to write a closed form function for y is equal to ax and for a neural network. This was in general what was there in the round one. It went on to over 30 minutes because of all the different conversations of different models and trying to get more ideas and stuff. And once this was done, I was quite happy with the performance. And the next day, I got a mail that I was selected for the second round of the interview. So in the second round, there were more than five faculties in the panel, and they asked me. They began by asking to introduce myself and ask my project in detail. So everything related to the project in detail, and one of the professor asked me about the performance metrics and the loss functions used, and also asked to write the mathematical functions if possible. Then they asked the questions based on the model used in my project as and the comparison with respect to other models that are also used to solve the same problem. So in general, I would suggest that you should brush up your entire thesis, go through all the major aspects related to the model used, metrics used, theoretical and practical aspects of the project, and all the positives as well as negatives, challenges that you have faced during the performance of this project. So in this second round of interview, the major focus was on the project. So whatever research area you have chosen, it felt that they wanted to know whether you had done something in that area and how much deeply you have gone through for doing that project. It gone through in the syllabus or theoretical as well as practical way. So overall, my first round had gone very well, but I wasn't very satisfied with my second round performance. But overall, it was a very great interview experience, and I received an offer letter after 2 weeks. So this was my experience with the artificial intelligence department at IIT Hyderabad. Thank you all. You can check out more videos on the interview experiences with other IITs in my channel.